But basically what I think is going to happen is right now we have saleable wind this morning. It's right now it's blowing 9 at the airport from the east. That's not a good sign. That's going to die. By 1 or 2 o'clock we may see 4 and 5. But right now we've got something decent out there, so I'd like to go.
4 or 5 will be from the south?
No, it'll be from the east again.
Okay.
East. As it dies, it's going to go right, okay? So it'll go east, east, southeast, okay? That kind of thing.
Okay, so how many races?
2.
2, okay.
We're going to do 2 really pretty races
Good,
today.
very good. Thank you. Okay, we're here with Tom Hubble, moderator of the Coach TCA program at Midwinters East. How's the program going, Tom?
It's going great, Craig. We have about 20 coaches, and we have our 3 top coaches who have done a number of lead sessions for us. Greg Fisher talking about sail trim and boat speed upwind. Greg Griffin talked to us about starting along with Skip D-Ball, and we've had some post-race analysis with all those fellas about how they got around the course, and in particular, like this morning, we had to talk about recovery after a bad start, which was pretty informative.
Who did that one? Who did that?
Skip did that one.
Great.
He had it over early, and he got all the way back up to 14.
Oh wow, great.
Pretty fantastic.
Good. And what was the sail trim about? What did you cover there?
Sail trim was about how to get the correct shape in the sail and get the most speed out of it by achieving that. Okay. The right amount of mast bend, right amount of sheet tension, stuff like that.
Great. Good. All right. And is there a session planned today?
Today we'll probably do a debriefing after the races and go over what the hot guys did and what worked and what maybe didn't work.
And is there something special on the calendar?
Oh yes. Tonight we have a party in honor of Elmer Richards. It's his 50th consecutive Midwinters East Regatta. No one will ever touch that that record as long as we're all around.
Forever. Great. And here we have Skip D-Ball, who ended 4th in the race on Wednesday?
Yeah, 4th or 5th.
4th or 5th. So tell us about the race. What was going on out there?
It was tough. It was tough because when we went out today, there was great breeze, blowing probably low teens, everyone up, and we thought we were going to have a really nice day of hiking out. And what had actually happened is the breeze had died, and it died pretty significantly, but what did increase was the current, and it made for quite a mess on the starting line. In fact, there's probably 25 to 30 boats that are posted either OCS or Z flag, so it was very, very difficult to stay behind the line. And what that meant is that getting off the line clean with so many boats jumping the gun early was nearly impossible. So you had to scramble. We use a golf term quite a bit called scrambling, which is when things don't go well. And we scrambled pretty well. We got to the top mark, not the best, probably in the 20s, and then had another great downwind leg. We've been going pretty well downwind, and I think we rounded the bottom mark ahead of a pack in probably 7th or 8th. So we went from the mid-20s to 7th or 8th, and then made our way up to 4th or 5th throughout the rest of the race. And fortunately, we had enough breeze to get around the course, but towards the end, it was getting really, really light, and the race committee sent us in, which was pretty wise, so that everyone could decompress a little bit. Although we're waiting for sea breeze, which is 180 degrees from what the wind is now, and it might be done for the day. Which we have our boat out, not for that reason, but we're pretty happy that we have it out, so we can get to Elmer's party a little sooner tonight.
Yeah, great. Now, what were the finish places? Who finished where in this race?
Today's race, first place was Robbie Brown. He had a clean race, and I think he won at every mark, or was leading at every mark. Second place, I believe, was Ed Spengeman, and I think he's sporting a Z flag, so his scores won't show how great a race he had. Third was Steve Lavender, 4th was Vlasta, and then we ended up 5th. Now, I don't know if any of those guys were OCS'd actually over the line early, but that's how it shook out. And right behind us, I believe it was Paul Abdullah, then Scott Griffin, then Eric Gertet, and then Greg Fisher. So it was really, really tight, probably 3 through 10. And came down to the last beat.
And you think that'll put Robbie in first place for the scoring?
I don't know. I think it'll certainly tighten it up because I know Greg had 9 points on the next boat, and so it's going to be pretty tight up top.
Yeah, well, cool. Well, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Skip.
Just going to say that we were not first at the weather mark. One boat was ahead of us from the left and one boat was ahead of us from the right. But when we rounded the weather mark, we held, and one boat went real low. We held up high a little bit to clear out, you know, from the traffic and all that. And then we jibed first on the other boat that was ahead of us, and we crossed the one boat that had us there, and we were able to soak down in front of the other boat by the time we got to the mark. And that's where we really got our lead, was on the run.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
And then the second windward leg, you went where?
We were covering for the most part of the second windward leg because we had a nice lead. But we wound up doing essentially the same thing we did on the first beat, was get right a little bit and then take it back across to the left, which is what wound up happening on the first beat. We got out right, and then we wanted to consolidate the whole fleet. That was a majority of them were on the left, and we wound up getting almost all the way left before we came back to the right again.
Cool. Wait. Well, congratulations on a great race, Robbie.
Thanks.
All right. We're here with Elmer Richards, the person that has celebrated his how many years, Elmer?
50th consecutive year.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Elmer. Now tell me about your trip in the 70s. I've heard this story before, but there was a particular trip in the 70s, something called a gas crunch. Tell me about that one.
Well, Noel Cram, as some of you know, always came down to me in that period, and we said, are we going to go this year? And he said, sure. So we knew it was going to be a gas problem, so we got 2 5-gallon cans of gas, put them in the boat. We had another 1-gallon can of gas, put it under the passenger seat, and off we went. When we got down south of Washington, what we had to do is we had to get off at interchanges and find gas, because the car was only getting about 12 miles to the gallon. All the gas stations were closed because they had gas, but not enough to sell to everybody that opened in the morning. So we go down the road looking for a mom-and-pop grocery store, and we got all the way to South Carolina. We got to South Carolina, we couldn't find gas. We asked one of the mom-and-pop stores, and he said, that guy down there is closed, he's got gas. So we parked and went to sleep in front of his pump. When we woke up in the morning, there was a long line of cars. When we got to Florida, we were all right.
So that was a significant obstacle that could have gotten in the way of your 50 consecutive regattas, right?
Yeah, tonight I'll talk about some other obstacles. We won't do it now.
Fantastic. Well, Elmer, I think on behalf of the Thistle Class Association, we can wish you heartfelt congratulations for so many years. You've contributed so much to the class.
Well, I've gotten an awful lot out of it.